Now, moving on, religious leaders from various faiths have gathered at the Religious Leaders Conference themed Ending the Triple Threat and pledged unwavering commitment to safeguarding Kenya's adolescents from three major challenges that have been affecting them, namely new HIV infections, high rates of sexual and gender-based violence, and adolescent pregnancies. As Cynthia Masibo reports, they have also spelled out ways of combating these critical challenges.
In Jesus' name.
The Religious Leaders Conference was convened to address the pressing issues of ending the triple threat faced by adolescents, new HIV infections, high rates of sexual and gender-based violence, and adolescent pregnancies.
And again,
NCCK General Secretary Reverend Canon Chris Kinyanjui emphasized the religious leaders' dedication to protecting and empowering adolescents, recognizing that they are among the most vulnerable members of the society. They acknowledged that young people faced unique challenges in accessing information, healthcare, and support, which can contribute to the threat they are confronting. Economic Planning Principal Secretary James Muhati addressed the high rate of sexual and gender-based violence affecting adolescents.
Together we can reverse this narrative by joining hands in addressing this triple threat that affects the adolescents. Towards this end, the government held a national dialogue with stakeholders. This was on the 4th March 2020, where the Let's Act to End Teenage Pregnancy campaign was launched.
He condemned all forms of violence and pledged to create safe spaces within their communities for young people to report abuse without fear or judgment of retribution. He also expressed his willingness to collaborate with relevant authorities and organizations to strengthen legal protections for adolescents and survivors of SGBV.
Every intervention we make is not just about managing the numbers or contending with an abstract threat, but it's about transforming lives. And I'm going to be bold and say that if religion is about anything, it's about transforming lives.
Resident Coordinator of the United Nations, Dr. Stephen Jackson, in his remarks, commended the religious leaders for their active engagement in the cause and emphasized the importance of their role in building bridges between communities, service providers, and policymakers to create a comprehensive approach in ending the triple threat faced by adolescents.
Leaders Forum.
The conference's outcome are expected to set the stage for collaborative efforts to end the triple threat and pave the way for a healthier and safer future for adolescents everywhere.
Triple threat is basically the attack of HIV/AIDS, the issue of gender-based violence, and pregnancy on our teenagers. That the teenagers are facing a triple threat of HIV/AIDS, and from the recent statistics released by the Kenya Bureau of Statistics indicate that even though there has been a drop, for instance, in HIV/AIDS from 18% in terms of infection on teenagers to 15%, there's still quite a number of counties that are under a critical threat in terms of HIV infections. The counties in Nyanza include Nairobi, Samburu, but also we have other key populations